I actually did see the trailer for this anime, and it was literally everything that Sweet Baby spurgs against. They didn't race swap or gender swap any of the characters, which is a big no-no in any Hollywood production. Like you just cannot greenlight the film unless you tinker with the human genome. They didn't really care about the voice acting to make sure that the pedigree and the family tree of the voice actor fits identical to the character that they're voice acting. They actually created wholesome characters. They relied on tropes in women in anime. And due to that, it was actually enjoyable. I liked the trailer. Apparently, Warner Brothers liked it as well. And they're like, you know what? Anime is increasing reach and relevance globally, so we need to move in on that. And I find it very interesting. Wasn't Warner Brothers the initial company that was increasing in reach and relevance globally? Like, even I from Romania, and probably you from other country, you know about Warner Brothers. You know what they created. And the reason that anime is reaching in relevance globally is because Warner Brothers dropped the ball. They stopped doing what's working, which is listening to the market, listening to the consumers, and instead they just did whatever they wanted, and now look where they are. I think the best way to explain what happened is imagine I'm having a bakery and I hire 10 fat, morbidly obese diversity officers. Now, they're not breaking bread. They don't know anything about baking bread. They just have crippling debt because they went to gender studies universities where they got PhDs in lesbian dancing mastery and, all else that comes with America's higher education. So now these diversity officers who never made bread in their life, they think they know how to do it. So they're going to lecture our bakers in order how to make the bread that's not white supremacist, how to make the bread for a wider audience. And the bread is absolute shit, right? And when the customers come in and they get this shit bread and they complain, they also get sass from the nepotism because you see the diversity ladies, they also hire their friends to work at my bakery now. They also hire the army of their acquaintances and the people that they like. So now my bakery is losing money. It used to be profitable, but now it's losing money because I have to pay for all these morbidly obese people that work here now. And they constantly demand higher wages despite the fact that the company is going down. Now, imagine if another bakery opens across the street and it just does good bread, like I used to. And everyone goes there. Now, instead of thinking, well, maybe we should go back to what worked. Maybe we should just make good bread again. No, you're not allowed to. Because you gotta make the bread for the wider audience. Even if the people in your neighborhood that actually shop there don't like it, it's like, no, I don't care about my neighborhood and my clientele. I care about the wider audience. And this is what's happening with entertainment in the West. They don't care what the people want. They don't even consider that certain things should cater to niches. It's like, okay, let's make something for teenage boys. Not for women, not for men. No, just create a product that's just for teenage boys. No, they find that to be sinful. It's inherently wrong. It's like, how dare you make something like that? It has to cater for everybody. If the woman at the 45 years old doesn't see herself on the screen, she doesn't feel represented, then the product is wrong. You can't ship that. And this mentality is what drove them to this. So now you have all these American corporations acting like vampires. They purchase an IP that they didn't work on building. They don't understand why it even works to begin with. And then they bring their armies of gender experts and they completely bleed that IP dry. Like, they make the changes that alienates the consumer. They go on Twitter and insult the people that don't think like them. And once everyone leaves, they're like, okay, well, what other IP can we buy? And the problem is, like, they're going to run out of IPs eventually, which is what actually happens. Like, there's nothing else to make a sequel or a remake. They ruined Terminator. They ruined RoboCop. They ruined Predator. They ruined Alien. Like they constantly ruin stuff, and they're running out of IPs. So now they're like, well, maybe we can move into Japan. Maybe we can move into Japan and we can ruin some of their IPs now. I don't think it's going to work that way though, because now they have a reputation. Now, like, if I was a creator of something that's really popular and I'm being contacted by these people, at least I know that if I agree to the deal, it's going to be shit. Because before now, you know, if I were to make a video game and Disney comes calling and it's like, hey, you know, we really like what you did, do you not want to give us rights so we can make more of that? That actually happened with the author that made the comic book Tales. You know, the fairy tale thing, it was very interesting. Like, he just created his own comic book, started selling, was contacted by DC, made a deal with them. And you know what? In the beginning, you may actually think, hey, if I allow them to do it, that they're going to make something great because they're professionals. Like surely they know what they are doing and they're going to treat my IP with respect. Now, the only reason you'd go into business with them is because you're greedy and you want money. But you know they're going to tank your IP, like it's guaranteed. So I think that a lot of Japanese people will be like, okay, well, I can make money by selling merchandise and selling toys and t-shirts. You know, that used to be a thing even in the West. Like, you would have a Spider-Man keychain or a Spider-Man that you put in your car and it bobbles the head. You don't get that anymore. No one wants to touch these merchandises. They're cancerous. They're toxic. Why would you want a Spider-Man? He is a woke symbol now. I think, like, Spider-Man is still A-okay, but there's others like Captain Marvel. Jesus Christ. I mean, the aesthetics is ugly as well. You know, you may have, like, someone that never reads comic books and is like, oh, well, this Wolverine character looks kind of dope, and they put it on their car, or they have, like, a poster of it. But now you look at the female aesthetics that are coming from the West, absolutely eye-gouging. Like, why would you do that? Why would you put something like that on your wall? It makes absolutely no sense. And they're working tirelessly at destroying these IPs. I mean, look at She-Hulk. Jesus. And if you criticize them, they criticize you back. Instead of, like, being quiet and listening to customer feedback, they're giving you sass on Twitter. What an amazing way of doing business. I wonder why Japanese anime is becoming an increasing reach and relevance in global markets. The thing is, though, like, notice how anime doesn't have diversity initiatives. They don't have ideologues lecturing them about inclusivity. They don't have ethics department. They just produce good stuff. And the stuff that anime is producing is diverse, is inclusive. Like, most South America and African Americans in the United States, they watch Dragon Ball. Like, and despite the fact that, oh my god, like, Dragon Ball has racist depictions and, oh, Mr. Popo and blah, 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 blah. According to their ideology, it shouldn't make sense. But even when confronted with reality, instead of accepting, well, maybe we're wrong, you know, like, maybe minorities are willing to watch something even if we consider it offensive. Like, we can't actually decide for the individual what will offend them or not, because offense is subjective. They don't have, like, a reality check. Instead, no, our ideology is still correct. We're still going to impose it. In fact, Dragon Ball, despite being so popular, if it was in our hands, we would change it. We would change it for the modern audience, despite the fact that it's already appealing to as a wide audience as you possibly can. Again, the foreign minister of China came out when Akira Toriyama passed away and offered their condolences. Like another state, yeah, a foreign government to do that. It's just, like, unthinkable. That's how popular it is. But the American critics, oh no, Dragon Ball offensive. Oh, it would never sell. It's not inclusive. Oh my god, it's got Bulma. She's 14 and she's being touched by Goku. Oh, pedophilia. Oh, let me know what you guys think, though, and if you like the channel, please scroll down in the comment section. You can see a pinned comment, which will take you to my subscribe star, and for as little as $5, I can give you $10 worth of buyer's remorse.